Hello, boys and girls, and welcome to Missy Lane's Book Nook, the new show that promises you new and exciting books every month. This month's theme is pajama time or bedtime. And bedtime is a great time of the day because it's a time to relax and calm your body down, and all your worries seem to drift away, and you can drift off into dreamland. Whether it be bedtime or nap time, it's always a great idea to read some stories beforehand. So today we're going to read some of my favorite bedtime stories. If you want to get comfy and cozy like me, I'll wait. You can go put on your PJs or maybe grab a favorite blanket or pillow and then come right back to your comfy, cozy spot, okay? Parents, while the little ones are away, I just want to remind you how important reading is. Even reading 15 minutes a day to your child makes a significant difference in their early literacy skills. All those pre-reading skills are emphasized when you read together. So I encourage you to read at least 15 minutes a day, more if you can. And if your child's of reading age and already reading on their own, fantastic. But don't forget about that special time together where you can read as a family, because it's still important for them to hear people read aloud. It teaches them how to pronounce certain words. They get to hear inflection in your voice, and all of those things are just as important. All right, boys and girls, are you back? Comfy, cozy, and ready to go? Let's do it. Let's read some stories together. The first story that I want to share with you today is called Bed Hogs by Kelly DiPuccio. In Suey, South Dakota, in a sloppy, stuffy sty, there's an itchy old straw bed where the bed hogs pile high. Of course, the mama and the papa take up lots of space in bed, but so do sisters Rose and Flo and Big Blue Ribbon Ed. Each night the hogs pack into bed. They squeeze and groan and grunt, but underneath the ton of them squeals loudmouth little Runt. I'm squished, I'm squashed, I'm buried in this heap. You're hogging up my space in bed. I'll never get to sleep. Rose, the reigning beauty queen, is tender, pink, and sweet. But more than just a pretty face, Rose has some stinky feet. Pee-ew! Runt gave sweet Rose a little shove. She tumbled out of bed. That left 5 hogs in the pile. Runt snuggled in and said, "Ah, much better." Big sister Flo's a tidy hog, groomed neat from head to tail. But late at night she drools enough to fill a milking pail. Ew! Runt gave Big Flo a little push and she slipped right out of bed. That left 4 hogs in the pile. Runt snuggled in and said, "Ah, much better." Brother Ed is quite a ham. His jokes give him the giggles. But when he has a funny dream, the hog bed shakes and jiggles. Stop! Runt tickled Ed behind the ear, and he laughed right out of bed. That left 3 hogs in the pile. Runt snuggled in and said, "Ah, much better." Mama dances in her sleep. She spins and twirls and hops. But all that fancy footwork means a swift kick in the chops. Ouch! Runt swung his mama round and round. She 2-stepped off the bed. That left 2 hogs in the pile. Runt snuggled in and said, "Ah, much better." Papa hardly moves at all, but he's as still as fleas in muck. But from his snout there comes a snore that rumbles like a truck. Shh! Runt sprinkled fresh black pepper into Papa's noisy snout, and that sneezing really did the trick, 'cause Papa Hog fell out. Now there was 1 hog in the bed. Just 1 sleepyhead. No Mama, no Papa, no sisters, no Ed. Runt hunkled down somewhere beneath the straw, down there in the stack. He closed his eyes and hollered loud. you guys, come back. I'm cold, I'm scared, I'm lonely in this heap. Without y'all hugging up the bed, I'll never get to sleep. So all the hogs came running and hopped back into bed. Mama, Papa, Rose, and Flo, and Big Blue Ribbon Ed. In Suey, South Dakota, on an itchy old straw bed, the bed hogs piled high again, and Runt snuggled in and said, you can do it with me at home, you know what he said. Ah, much better. The end. All right, boys and girls, so that was Bed Hogs. He liked to cuddle up with everybody, didn't want to sleep on his own, and then he decided it was too crowded. But when everybody left the bed, he was lonely again, wasn't he? All right, we're going to move on to another one of my favorite stories, and this one is called Sheep Asleep. It's a bedtime story, and it's also a counting story. "10 sheep almost ready for bed. Put on your pajamas," Mama said. 9 sheep cleaning teeth and faces. Try to brush in between the spaces. 8 sheep making too much noise. Please put away all your toys. 7 sheep acting very silly. Close the window, it's getting chilly. 6 sheep piling up dirty clothes. You can reach, just stand on your toes. 5 sheep jumping on the bed. Not so high, you'll bump your head. 4 sheep sharing a bedtime book. Let your brother take a look. 3 sheep still determined to play. Hey, you guys, tomorrow is another day. 2 sheep having a pillow fight. Didn't I already say goodnight? 1 sheep still can't fall asleep. I think it's time for counting sheep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Did that last little sheep finally fall asleep? I think he did. That's the end. And that story, boys and girls, reminds me of a favorite bedtime song that I want to play for you. This bedtime song is by Brian Kinder, and it's called 3 Little Sheep.
3 little sheep,
3 little sheep,
out on a hill,
out on a hill,
eating green grass,
eating green grass,
getting their fill.
getting their fill.
What do they see?
What do they see?
Up in the sky,
Up in the sky,
clouds like sheep,
clouds like sheep,
floating by.
floating by.
The little sheep said,
The little sheep said,
wish I could fly
wish I could fly
like those sheep
like those sheep
up in the sky.
up in the sky.
I'd be up there,
I'd be up there,
looking down,
looking down,
waving at the sheep
waving at the sheep
on the ground.
on the ground.
The papa sheep said,
The papa sheep said,
that would be neat.
that would be neat.
But when you got hungry,
But when you got hungry,
what would you eat?
what would you eat?
There's no grass
There's no grass
way up there.
way up there.
The little sheep said,
The little sheep said,
I don't care.
I don't care.
The mama sheep laughed
The mama sheep laughed
and shook her head.
and shook her head.
Those aren't sheep.
Those aren't sheep.
They're clouds instead.
They're clouds instead.
The little sheep watched
The little sheep watched
the clouds go by.
the clouds go by.
Said I still wish
I still wish
I could fly.
I could fly.
Oh, I wish I could fly.
All right, that's a oldie but a goodie for me. Three Little Sheep. Okay, Kiss Goodnight by Amy Hest. It was a dark and stormy night on Plum Street. In the little white house, Mrs. Bear was putting Sam to bed. Ready now, Sam? Oh, no, said Sam. I'm waiting. Mrs. Bear sat on the bed beside Sam, and they read his favorite book, and they both knew all the words. Afterward, Mrs. Bear pulled one side of the blanket way up high under Sam's chin, and the blanket was red. She pulled the other side, too, tucking it under his toes like a nest. Outside, the wind blew. Ooh. Ready now, Sam? Oh, no, said Sam. I'm waiting. Mrs. Bear arranged Sam's friends in the bed, and they all snuggled close in the blanket that was red. Outside, the rain came down, splat on the roof, splat, splat on the windows, and the wind blew. Ooh. Ready now, Sam? Oh, no, said Sam. I'm waiting. Mrs. Bear poured milk in 2 glasses, and they both drank milk, and it was warm, sliding down. Afterward, Mrs. Bear yawned. Oh, you must be ready now, Sam, she said. But Sam shook his head. I'm waiting, he said. Said Mrs. Bear. Let me think. We've read a book and made a nest, arranged your friends, and had warm milk. Sam, she said, what did I forget? You know, said Sam. What do you think Sam's waiting for? I wonder. Said Mrs. Bear. Book, blanket, friends, milk. Book, blanket, friends, milk. Sam waited. He waited and waited. And then at last Mrs. Bear said, oh, I know. Kiss goodnight, Sam. And she bent way down, kissing Sam once and twice and then twice more. Again, cried Sam. And she bent way down, kissing Sam once and then twice more. Outside, the wind blew and the rain came down. In the little white house, Mrs. Bear was taking out the light, whispering, Kiss goodnight, Sam. Kiss goodnight. And Sam went to sleep on a dark and stormy night on Plum Street. The end. Never forget the goodnight kiss, right? The snuggle in, the tuck me ins, that's the best part. It certainly was for Sam, too. All right, I have a couple more stories to share. This one is an old favorite of mine, too, and it's called My Dinosaur. Late at night, when the moon is full, I wait by the window for my dinosaur. Will he come tonight? At first, I can't see him, but I can hear him. I look hard. Is that his tail behind the tree? I run outside through the dark forest and whistle. That's our signal. Now he knows I'm here. My dinosaur! First, we play hide and seek in the shadows. When I find him, I tiptoe up behind him and surprise him. Next, I climb up on his back and we take a night ride through the forest. My dinosaur runs so fast it feels like we are flying. My dinosaur never scares the night creatures. They like him. I wave as we race by. When we get thirsty, my dinosaur stops at the river. We take a drink. We swim in the moonlit water, and the fish jump up to say, "Hello." "Hello, fishies." My dinosaur lifts me above to the treetops and stretches his neck to the sky. I can almost reach the stars. When the first rays of the sun come up, it's time to go. As we gallop home, I sing my goodbye song. Good night, my dinosaur, sleep tight, my dinosaur. Soon I'll see you again, my very best friend. Good night, sleep tight, my dinosaur. My dinosaur lifts me to my window. He waits until I'm under the covers. Then, quiet as a mouse, he heads for home. At breakfast, I yawn. How did you get leaves in your hair? My mother asks me. I played with my dinosaur last night, I tell her. That's nice, she says. I look outside the window, but my great old friend is gone. He'll come back again when the moon is full. I know. My dinosaur always does. The end. I don't know if her mother believed her when she said she was playing with a dinosaur. What do you think? Was she really with a dinosaur all night? Or do you think this little girl was using her imagination? I think you're probably right. Or maybe it was all a dream. I don't know. All right. And now I want to share another story with you because there's so many of my favorites. But this one is not an old favorite. This one is a new favorite. This is a brand new book that just came in, and it's called This Little Piggy. This little piggy went to market. This little piggy stayed home. This little piggy had roast beef, but this little piggy had none. This little piggy went wee, wee, wee all the way home. But on the other foot, this little piggy went dug dancing, and this little piggy flew planes. This little piggy sold hot dogs, and this little piggy loved paints. And this little piggy built a spaceship and flew to outer space, where he found a planet of green jelly creatures that taught him how to eat Martian marshmallows and play gravity tag and catch asteroid beetles. He started a successful robot repair shop, and on days off, he rode the solar slides. Wee, 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 all the way down. All those crazy piggies made the market visiting and roast beef enjoying wee-weeing piggies want to do more fun stuff. So, this little piggy had a costume party, and this little piggy chewed gum. This little piggy raced go-karts, and this little piggy played drums. And this little piggy was secretly Super Toe, the world's greatest hero. Faster than a race car, he could blow out birthday candles from a mile away and fly high above the clouds. Once, he saved a leaky tugboat with a super bubble. And when a giant smelly sock attacked the city, Super Toe used tickle power to send it hee-hee-hee all the way home. Which is why now all the little piggies are just totally tired out and really want a good night's sleep. So, this little piggy's all dozy, and this little piggy gets clean. This little piggy reads stories, and this little piggy brushes his teeth. And this little piggy goes all the way to sleep. That book, boys and girls, actually reminds me of a song that we can do not on our piggy toes, but with our piggy fingers. Will you do it with me at home? Wiggle those 10 fingers like this. Very good. Now show me just your 2 thumbs, like you're giving me a thumbs up. Perfect. Here's how this song goes. Tommy thumbs up and Tommy thumbs down. Tommy thumbs dancing all around. Dancing on your shoulder, dancing on your head, dancing on your knee, and tuck 'em in bed. Pointer fingers up and pointer fingers down. Pointer fingers dancing all around. Dancing on your shoulder, dancing on your head, dancing on your knee, and tuck 'em in bed. Tall finger up and tall finger down. Tall finger dancing all around. Dancing on your shoulder, dancing on your head, dancing on your knee, and tuck 'em in bed. Ring finger up and ring finger down. Ring finger dancing all around. Dancing on your shoulder, dancing on your head, dancing on your knee, and tuck her in bed. Pinky fingers up and pinky fingers down. Pinky fingers dancing all around. Dancing on your shoulder, dancing on your head, dancing on your knee, and tuck her in bed. Shall we do the whole family? Let's go for it. The whole family's up and the whole family's down. The whole family's dancing all around town. Dancing on your shoulder, dancing on your head, dancing on your knee, and tuck 'em in bed. Tuck your hands in your lap one more time, boys and girls, so we can do our final story in today's Book Nook. This story is called Dream Sweet Dreams, and it's actually a story that I wrote a long time ago. And I'd like to dedicate just this story to 2 very special friends that always melt my heart when they tell me that they still read this book every night, even now that they're getting bigger. So my 2 friends at home are Vivi Tiroff and Max Colangelo. This one's for you guys. It's a story about my 2 little boys when they were little and they never wanted to go to bed. It's called Dream Sweet Dreams. I should show a picture of my 2 boys when they were little. There they are. It says, to my boisterous bedtime buddies, Jerry and Robert, I love you and may you always have the sweetest of dreams. Baths are taken, prayers are said, teeth are brushed, books are read. Jerry and Robert are all tucked in. Suddenly, bedtime mayhem begins. I can't see, Robert calls out in fright. His mommy comes in and turns on the light. It's bedtime, dear, dark all around. No need to see or make such sound. Close your eyes and go back to sleep. Moonlight beams kiss your cheek. Mommy's love is always near. Dream sweet dreams, there's nothing to fear. Jerry wails only seconds later. He insists he sees an alligator. Mommy jets right to his side, assuring him there's no need to hide. Take that blanket off your head. Snuggle up with Teddy Bear instead. Mommy's love is always near. Dream sweet dreams, there's nothing to fear. Now the boys shout out to say, as Mommy is already on her way, we need a drink, we're dying of thirst. Can you save his and get mine first? One last drink, that's all you get. Then, my boys, no fuss, no fret. Mommy's love is always near. Dream sweet dreams, there's nothing to fear. Jerry cries he can't get comfy. His sheets are wrinkled and his pillow's lumpy. Mommy fluffs his pillow high and then wipes a tear from his eye. It's time to sleep. You need your rest. Trust me, Jerry, I know best. Mommy's love is always near. Dream sweet dreams, there's nothing to fear. Little footsteps down the hall. Mommy knew who was going to call. Mommy, Mommy, we forgot a book. It's one of our favorites. Come and look. Robert, sweetie, we've read 11. We started reading at 7:30. Mommy's love is always near. Dream sweet dreams, there's nothing to fear. All is silent. Can this be? Jerry and Robert fast asleep? Mommy creeps in one last time, just to make sure all is fine. She bends down low to reach each face, touches their hands with gentle grace, whispers softly in each ear, and folds her love that's oh so dear. I love you both with all my heart, right from the beginning, right from the start. Mommy's love is always near. Dream sweet dreams, there's nothing to fear. And as she tiptoes toward the door, she hears the boys just once more. Voices whisper, much to her surprise, "Sweet dreams, Mommy, it's time to close your eyes." And Jerry and Robert were pretending to be asleep. They were awake that whole time. That's something that they loved to do when they were little. What do you think, boys and girls? Does that look like me? Could that be Missy Lane? I should give a shout out to the illustrator of this story, Carolyn Lasik, who was a Bethel Park resident. I think she did a fantastic job with the illustrations, so I thank Carolyn once again. So thank you, boys and girls, for joining me today on Missy Lane's Book Nook. If you liked the stories that we shared today, then you might want to come out to our pajama party on Wednesday, July 17th. We're going to have a pajama story time right here in the library, and you can indeed come in your pajamas. And make sure you bring Mom and Dad and Grandma and Grandpa and whoever else want to come for some fun stories. Thanks again, and we'll see you next month on Missy Lane's Book Nook. Bye-bye.